everybody, this is Bonnie from bonniescreativeplace.stampinup.net, and I am here with card number 3 for our online class. Our class was Friends Are Like Seashells, and this is the card that I'm going to be making today. So let's get started with this card. Okay, the first thing we need to do is in your kit, you're going to get a piece of vellum paper. You want to take your vellum paper and we're going to take it and bring in the big guy and we're going to cut this out. So for this we need platform 1, platform 2, platform 3, and we will also need the other platform 3 to go on top. So you're just going to place this right down here just to make sure it doesn't want to move on me. I am going to place a piece of tape in the center. Then I am getting this other platform. I'm going to put it right on top. Get it under there. There we go. And I'm just going to crank it through. Okay. And then I will show you. And this cuts right out. Just like so. Might have to finagle it a little bit because of the fact that it does, you know, it is a stiffer paper. So you might, but it should all pop right out. Now we're going to get all these extra pieces out of the way that we don't need. Let's see, I think I got them all. And your piece should look like this. All right. So now we're going to get this out of the way. We're going to get rid of the platform 2 and the platform 3s. We're going to need platform 1 and platform 4. And then you need to bring in the embossing folder. The Friends Are Like Seashell embossing folder. And we want to put this right on top of here. Actually, it is. Put it in the top. So this is the bottom. Put it on the top because it nestles right down into the emboss sections. That must be what I did. So just put it right in the top half, then close this. So there you go. So that looks a lot better. If my top leaves didn't move. I don't think they did. And then we're going to put this right on top and we're going to crank it through. And then we have this. There we go. Is that not cool? That is so cool. It's all embossed and it just looks wonderful. I just absolutely love it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our fun little scrap paper here. And we got to get some blends out. Some colors here. The colors I used, the inks I used was Flirty Flamingo, Balming Blue, and Parapizzazz for the greens, green. So then I'm going to get the blending brushes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my green. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I like to hold the brush in my hand. I'm left-handed. I tap it down. Now, the more pressure you want, push it here. The less pressure you want, pick it up. Okay? Roll on the side if you think you got too much ink. If you don't think you got enough, if you didn't really tap, or if your pad isn't really juicy, then you don't have to worry about that. But I always give it a little roll. At least for the first time. And then I'm just kind of going around these and go till you feel that it is dark enough or light enough. It's up to you. You don't have to have it real dark. You can have it dark in some spots and not in others. It's okay if you go on to the other colors. It gives it a little character. I like the ends maybe a little bit darker, so I'm going to kind of try to get my ends a little darker there. And then I'm just going to go around and I'm just getting where the leaves are. Things that are sticking out like a leaf. So I like that right there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come in with the Flirty Flamingo. And I got my light, and I'm going to tap it. I'm going to tap it, and I'm going to go right over top of these shells and right over top of that green. I think it just gives it a little bit more character, and you don't have to do it all. It's okay. We're going to come back in with that green and stuff, so don't worry if you get it where you're not supposed to. Now, I'm going to come in with the blue. I'm going to bring the blue in, and I'm going right over top of this. Blue, I did have to get a little bit heavier hand so that you could see it. Let me see if I get over here in the white mirror where you could see it a little bit more. Because I wanted it seen. Okay, so I did that. So I see that I got a little bit of pink on a couple of these leaves, so I'm just going to kind of go back over them. That's all. Just go back over them a little bit. I bent that one too. There we go. I think I like that. I'm not going to do anything else to it. I'm going to leave it right alone. Okay? See how it looks? It's just pretty. Alright, so now we can put the scrap paper off to the side. And now we're going to bring in our other pieces of paper. All the dimensions and everything to this are on the printout that I mail you guys also. Your tutorial written printout. So you can get all the measurements for all the pieces on there. So don't worry if I don't say them. Sometimes I say them, sometimes I don't. And then we have a piece of basic white, and then we have a piece of the Friends Are Like Seashell DSP paper. And we're going to put this right together. Ooh, that side's really pretty too. It's always so hard to decide. And if if you ordered this, feel free to use a different piece if you want to. Okay, so we got that on there, and then we're going to place this right down. Put this down on top of here. Okay, let me move these brushes out of the way. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take some liquid glue, and I'm going to apply liquid glue to the back side of this. Bring in my silicone mat, and the liquid glue dries clear, so don't worry. You're like, oh, you're gonna see that. You don't see it. It dries clear, so you're okay. I mean, you don't want to go crazy, obviously. And then I'm just going to pick this up, this out of the way. And then we're just going to attach this right down on top of this paper. Is that not pretty? I just absolutely love this card together. And I don't know if it's picking it up in the camera, but it sure is in real life. And it is just so pretty because it pops out. And you got the dimension. I mean, and I love the vellum. It gives it that soft look. I'm just making sure all my corners are down. And if you have a little piece that's hanging off like that, just come up and, give it a trim. That's all I did. I just trimmed it. You could trim the sides right here too if you got yours over too far, because I did. It's okay. If they stick, well, then I guess they were meant to stay there. There we go. Those are going to be okay. I'm going to leave them there. But that's all you got to do is do that. And now we're going to do our greeting. So I got a scrap piece of white here. The saying I got is from the bundle, and it is "Happy birthday to my beautiful friend." And then I'm just going to stamp this, and I stamped this in the basic gray, and I do not feel like that came out very good. So I'm going to stamp it again. I'll flip it over this time. And I'm going to stamp it again. I do have basic gray. You know what? I have gray granite sitting here. But that's okay. We're going to use gray granite. Basic gray, gray granite, whatever one you want to use. And I am just going to cut around this because you know me, I like to do that. If you have a punch, go ahead and use a punch or a die. Whatever that you feel that you want to cut your greeting out with. But I really like sometimes to be able to get in nice and close and just go around the different letters. I really like that look. Okay, so then we have that, and now we are going to go and get some mini dimensionals, and we're going to add the mini dimensionals, or you could add a strip of the outer piece, which that's what I think I'm going to do because I got a bunch right here. I'm going to kind of give it an eyeball guess. That looks about right. Ooh. Okay. And we're going to peel this off just like that. We'll bring this back down in here where you guys can see it better. And I'm just putting this right here across the middle. And then we are going to add some more of these lovely little oval rounds. So I put one right here. And this time I used the medium size. Last time I used the large. And I just gave it around there. Now another thing you could definitely do to this page, or do to this card that I didn't do, is you could definitely maybe add a touch of Wink Stella. I didn't do that, but I love how this card came out. It might not show as pretty as it is on the camera, but it's really pretty in person because you can really see all the embossing and you could feel it, and it's just very pretty. So all right, that's the card number 3, and I will be back in a minute with card number 4, our final card for this series.